Hi everyone, welcome to this digital painting tutorial part 2. Firstly, I hope you watched part 1. It's on my channel. Make sure to watch part 1 before watching part 2. So part 2 is on the color theory, coloring, blending and highlighting. I'm using Ibis Paint X. You can find this software on Play Store, App Store, or you can just download it on Google. It's everywhere. So we'll firstly look at the color theory. This is the color wheel. As every artist, as an artist, you have to know about the color wheel because it's very important. It's very important to know how to play with colors, to use colors. So we're going to have a small talk about the color wheel. The color wheel is formed by primary colors. Firstly, these are the basic colors of the color wheel. We have yellow, blue and red. So let me say this is the key. This is the first color wheel. After that, it was developed and we created new colors from mixing primary colors. Like now, to have secondary colors. Secondary colors are created. Like we have purple, which is created by mixing blue and red. We have green, which is created by mixing blue and yellow. We have orange, which is created by mixing red and yellow. After that, we have tertiary colors. Tertiary colors are formed by mixing primary and secondary colors. We have yellow green color, we have yellow orange, we have red orange, we have red purple, blue green. So these are tertiary colors and they are created by mixing secondary and primary colors. Now we have the color harmony. To have good paintings that are not disturbing to the eyes, you have to know about the color harmony because it's very important to know how to mix your colors and do your artwork. So we're going to see firstly the monochromatic colors. This is when you create your artwork by using only one color, like only one. Now you can have different hue or value just by removing saturation, adding saturation. You can create many colors with one color. So this is a painting that has been done with only one color, which is purple. You can see it's only one color that is used here, so it's a monochromatic. We have complementary colors. This is when you create your artwork by using two colors that are complementary to each other on the color wheel. As you see on the image, they are complementary to one another. So it's not difficult to find. You just have to trace a line. So this is an artwork that has been done with two complementary colors. We have blue and orange with just some changes and highlighting. Now we have analogous colors. These are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. Generally, it's only three. You can only use three colors for analogous colors. So you just find 1, 2, 3 colors that are following each other on the color wheel. So this is an artwork that has been done with analogous color. We can find that it's blue, green and yellow green. So split complementary colors. So this is when you create an artwork with a complementary color. Now you split it on the other side, so you get three colors now. This is a split complementary colors. It creates beautiful artworks. For example, this is an artwork that has been done with split complementary colors. We have blue, green and red, and it's very beautiful. Triadic, when you create a triangle on the color wheel and you get three colors, or let me say that just separated by three colors to one another. You see there are three color separations. Also creates very beautiful artworks. Very, very beautiful. For example, this is triadic color artwork. We have purple, we have orange and green with different saturations, contrast and we have tetradic colors. So let me say this: when you take two complementary colors, you see now you split them. This is split complementary but on the both sides So we get 4 colors. For example, this is an artwork that's been done with tetradic colors, and it's like very beautiful, very beautiful result. Now you have square colors. So just as the triadic, you create a square on the colorway and you are going to get 4 colors. So it also creates very beautiful artwork and very realistic artworks. For example, we have this room, we have 4 colors, we have green, we have yellow, we have red, and we have blue colors with different saturations. Color psychology. So we've always known that like every color transmits an emotion. Every color transmits a situation, an emotion, a feeling. So we can use color to transmit feelings, emotions through our artwork. So this is it. Red color for like action, ambition, attention, confidence, danger, energy, love, lively, passion. We have orange for activity, creativity, confidence, energy, etc. We have yellow for cheerful, energy, friendliness, freshness, happiness, etc. We have green for balance, fresh, growth, health, joy, kindness, love, maturity, etc. We have blue for calming, clean, conservative, integrity, etc. We have turquoise for healing, imagination, peace, protection, etc. We have pink for affection, compassion, feminine, healthy, happy, etc. We have purple for ambition, creative, honor, intuition, luxury, majesty, etc. We have brown for approachable, comfortable, friendly, organic, practicality, etc. We have gold for blind, glowing, luxury, prestigious, prosperity, etc. We have gray for balance, calm, mature, minimal, intelligence, neural, reliability, sleek, etc. We have black for classy, dramatic, elegance, exclusive, formality, glamour, luxury, etc. We have silver for classy, cool, glamorous, graceful, etc. We have white for clean, easy, freshness, goodness, hope, imagination, innocent, light, minimalist, peace, purity, etc. So we also have warm and cool colors. So warm colors are like for heat, strong scenes, strong emotions, and cold color is for calmness, simple, cool temperature, cool atmosphere, for everything related with cool. So we can also use colors to put a great diversity in either the temperature or the condition. So this is a set of warm colors and this is a set of cool colors. The main warm color is red and yellow, and the main cool color is blue. So now let's get back to Ibis Paint X, and so we're going to have a good look on colors, on everything we have just from learning. So here we are on our Canva. Let's choose a color. This is our colorway. As you can see, there's a colorway on Ibis Paint X and there's a colorway on every other painting software. So let me take for example blue. We have a blue color. This is the blue, the purest form of blue, and it is called hue. Hue is the color in its purest form. So the color in its purest form is called a hue. Now that's it. There are H for hues, like every color value in their purest form. That's the hue. You can shake it, shake it anyhow. Now we have the S. S is for saturation. Saturation depends on the level of brightness of the color. So you see we have removed some brightness on our blue, so we get a different color. I put the saturation to 0 and it is white. And when I put the saturation to 100, it is blue, the pure blue. And when so that's how we create many different colors from one color. That's when we use the monochromatic colors, where you choose just one color and you can create other diversity. So you can have an artwork with just one color. The B is for the level of blue in your color. The arrow is for the level of red in your color. The G is for the level of green in your color. And the other B is for the level of blue in your color, and all that form the contrast. The contrast is the level of darkness in your color. So you see, I add the contrast and I get almost a black color when it's contrasted completely. Now we have the color affinity. That's the level of affinity of the color. So if the color has a high level of affinity, it is opaque, and when the affinity is very low, it is transparent. So I'm going to try that now. Let's reduce the color affinity to 49. So we have, you see, it's almost transparent. When I put it to 0, it's completely transparent. So that's the color affinity. So let's do a brief summary. We have primary colors, which are the basic color of the color wheel: yellow, blue, red. We have secondary colors, which are created by mixing primary colors. We have green, orange, and purple. And we have tertiary colors, which are formed by mixing secondary and primary colors, and this gives us our finally color wheel. Now the color scheme structure: we have monochromatic colors, one color. We have analogous color, three colors that are following one another on the color wheel. We have complementary colors, colors that are opposite side on the color wheel. We have split complementary. Split complementary is like you get a complementary color, you go to the other side and split to the two colors that are on the each, like on the left of the color, which is complementary, and on the right of the color, which is complementary. We have triad, which is created by, like, you put a triangle on your color wheel and you get three colors: rectangle, or let's say tetradic, which is created by having a rectangle on your color wheel and you get four colors, or you just like pick one colors, jump three colors. So, or you take a complementary color and now you take the two colors that are on the each side of the complementary colors. We have square. The square is created by, like, you put a square on your color wheel and you are going to get four colors. Now on the contrast, you see that's a good contrast. You put a black color and in front you put a yellow color, not that you put a yellow color and behind you put a golden color. The contrast won't be good. Now we have for emotional color groups, that's warm colors, cool colors, and neutral colors. Neutral colors are colors that they are not warm and they are not cool either. So that's it. that's a brief summary. So now we are going to enter into another topic, which is coloring, blending and highlighting. Hope you understood something on the color theory as a whole. If you have a question, then you have to ask it in the comment section below and I'll be happy to answer it. Now let's get into the second part of this video, which is on coloring, blending and highlighting. We've learned everything about colors. Now let's see how we can apply it now by creating an artwork, by creating a digital painting. Let's go to Ibis Paint X. So now we're doing a sketch of what we are going to color. There's a video about sketch on my channel, so if you're not already getting what is going on, you can watch part 1. Hope you did so before reaching to this level, because here we are going to do a fast sketch because the main subject of this video is coloring. So we are going to sketch very fast so that we can start the coloring, blending and highlighting. So I hope you enjoy the music now.
It's Walter's 2 on the beat.
Breathe me in, separation from each other. Breathe it in, separation pulls us farther.
So this is our final rendering. I hope this sketch is it looks good, so it's now ready to receive life. When I say receive life, it means it's ready to receive colors which are going to give it life. Now let's get ready to color, do some little cleaning. Now I'm going to add a layer for the background. To color we have to have an almost dark background so that we can really have the hue. So I prefer and advise you to color with a dark background. So I choose the skin color. This is our base color. This is our base color. So now I'm filling in the colors. As I always say, I'm using my fingers to do this. I'm using my fingers. I'm using no pen. I'm just using my fingers. I'm not using any digital pen. I'm just using my fingers on my tablet. And as I say, you can do it on any device. This is my color palette, for the shading and the highlighting. For the shading, I just contrasted the base color. Now I'm reducing the opacity or the affinity of the color to 6% to start shading with my first shade color, which is a dark brown color. So I have to first shade on the eyes. Now I shade the under of the nose. These are places that always have shadows. Add these shadows. The smile. The under of the lips, there's also shadow there. The under of the eyes. This is the shadow that has been casted by the hair on the ear. Now I add shadows on the ear. Now add shadow to the left, let me say right side of the face. Let's consider that in this case the light source is coming from the left, so the right side will surely be having shadows. If you see I'm casting shadow on every right side, even on the right side of the hairs, every shadow is casted on the right side because light comes from the left side. This is a shadow under the neck. This is a shadow that has been casted by the face. This shadow has been casted by the face on the neck, and it's going on the right side. This is a shadow on the hands, the shadow on the muscles. We use shadows to give form, and as you see, our drawing is starting to get form. Surely some people will be asking me, why is it not crossing? Like, why is it not bypassing? Why are the colors not bypassing when I'm blending, when I'm shading? It's because I've added the clipping mask on the layer, on top of the layer where we have our base color. That's why it's not crossing out. Now I'm using the blur tool to blend in the colors. That's what I'm doing, blending. This is blending. I'm mixing the colors with the base color. I'm mixing the color, blending. Now I took the second color. Now I'm using the second color, which is a more dark brown. The second shade, as I told you, I'm using 3 shades of the base color. This is the second shade. I'm adding the second shade to places that are more dark on the face, to give it more form. Adding shade, I'm adding my second shade on the ear, underneath the hairs, the shadow that has been casted by the hairs, on my ear, on the neck, the shadow that has been casted by the face on the neck. And I'm using the blur tool to mix my colors, to blend my colors. That's the blur tool. My Ibis Paint is in French, so it's what is called flou. You see, that's flou. It's the blur tool. It's what I use to mix my colors. And remember, I'm using the second shade. I'm adding the second shade to places that are more dark on my drawing. There's places that are having more shadows, and there are places that are having more intensity of shadows. So that's why I'm using my second shade. And my second shade is just a more contrasted brown. I added contrast to my base color. This is what is giving me my shades. And what I'm doing is somehow contrasting and It's the contrasting that is giving our reality. It's contrasting that is giving a more realistic rendering. Now I'm using my third shade. This is the third shade. You see it's more darker. I'm adding to more darker places, and I'm using my blur to mix my colors in. See, I'm using the third shade. This is the third shade. You see, these are the three shades. I'm using the third shade to add more shade to darker areas, more dark areas. I advise you to always use 3 shades. Now I'm highlighting. My drawing. Or let me say I'm doing lighting. I'm adding light to places on my drawing where lights shine. As we said, the light source is coming from the left, so I have to add a very shining light on the left side of the face. Very important to always consider the light source, left side. Some lighting, some parts of the body, this is what gives us a 3D outlook. Do not put too much lights, but always remember to add lights. This is what to give your drawing a 3D outlook. Now I'm using my base color, which I added light to it. That's it. That's what I'm using to add my lighting. I took my base color and I added brightness. I added light to it. Now I'm using the white color, pure white, to add the highlights. Highlights are white, let me say white dots, which gives a very shiny outlook. So I'm using the white color to add my highlights. You see, this gives a very shiny outlook. Very, very shiny. So now I'm done with my blending and highlighting. Now I'm going to do the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Now let me start with the eyes. I put my base color for the eyes to be black. The base color is black color. But now I'll add another layer and clip it. Remember to use the clipping mask, not to cross the borders. So let's say it has brown golden eyes. So I'm using a brown color with the affinity reduced to 15, or let me say the flow. My flow is 15%. Now I'm using a golden color to add the highlights on my eye. You see? So everything is just about highlighting. Now I'm adding a white shiny spot on my eye. There are always white shiny spot on the eye. Now when I'm done with the black part of my eye, now add the white spots. But I don't use a white color, I use a gray light color. A gray color which is mostly white, but it's still gray. Now add the purple side of the eye. There's a purple spot at the extremity of the eyes, which represents blood. Now I'm shading the upper section of the eye using a dark brown color to add the shades. That always shades. That what gives a realistic, or let me say a realistic outcome. You always have to add shades. It's very important. So now I'm done with the eyes. It looks beautiful. Now let me say the lips. we are going to give him a masculine lips. The upper section are more darker than the lower section, so I'm adding the upper section of my lips, and now the lower section will be pink. I'm doing the lower section on another layer, so that it should not get mixed up. Now I'm joining the two layers of the lips. I added another layer on top of the lips and I clipped the layer. That's why it's not crossing out. Everything I'm doing is remaining in my lips. So always remember to do a clipping mask so that you don't need to erase it again. I'm shading the lips. I'm shading the lips with a more darker version of my base color. So I'm doing some shadings on the lips, just as we did with the face. Always do some shadings. So I took the pink color and put it more darker. Now I'm doing the lighting. I took the pink color and created a more brightful a pink color that is mostly to be white, but it's not white, it's just a more clearer pink color. Now I'm adding the teeth section. Let's say this place is black. Yep. And let's do a little shading on it. Always shade, always do shadings. It's very important. So now I'm adding the teeth color, white, but it's not white, it's just a gray like color. Now I'm doing some shading on my teeth. Let's remember, lights come from the left side and our more darker zone will be on the right. So I did more shading on the right section of the teeth because lights come from the left side. Now I'm doing some highlighting on my teeth. So now let's do the clothes. We're drawing Aladdin. So everybody knows Aladdin's dressing. You can see it on Google. I think his cap is some of like red purple color. Now I'm adding the blending. Blending is your shading and lighting. So I did some shading with the dark version of the color, of the base color, and I did some highlighting with the bright version of the base color. I'll do the same thing with the dresses. And I think Aladdin's purple dresses are of some kind of pure purple color. Now I'm doing the shading. I shade with the darker version of the base color. Now I'm blurring. I'm using the blurring tool to mix my colors in. So now I'm doing the lighting and highlighting. Our clothes is done. It's done and it's perfect. It's beautiful. Now let's do some highlighting on the hairs. You give the form to the hairs. I think it hairs goes like that. Yep. I'm not using white color, I'm using a gray color. Don't use white color directly. You have to like do some graduation before reaching to white. First of all, use its neighbors. Before reaching somewhere in life, you first have to cross some steps. So that's the same thing here. You have to cross some steps before reaching somewhere. So you have to cross some colors before reaching to white. Now I'm using a more brighter gray color. You see, I'm going bit by bit before reaching white. Now I'm using white color. You see, I reached the white color step by step. And now there's a gradation, there's a gradation. Now let's do the background. Here we're going to use the color wheel. I'm choosing a purple light blue color, blue purple. Now let's look for another color. The complementary color to blue purple is orange. So I'm using I'm using two complementary colors to do the background. And the purple color is just alike to Aladdin's dressing. And the result is just like beautiful. Those are the importance of using the color wheel. So let me see, can I add the lighting on the dresses? I think no. Let me add the lightings on the borders, it will be better. So now we get the light effects on our drawing and it's so realistic. Always remember to add the light effect, because if you don't add those light effects, you seem as if the drawing is just like gummed on the background, but now it gives an impression that the drawing is in the same place with the background, and that is not fake. When something is fake, it means the thing doesn't like compile with another thing when they're present in the same place. So now let's add a star to his teeth. Let's add that smile, that shiny smile. Awesome. We are done. Now we can save our work. We can save our work in our gallery. We are done. I can edit the name. So here we were doing a digital painting of Aladdin. And it was awesome. So the next video will be on digital painting tutorial part 3, which is on how to use Ibis Paint X. So part 3 will be next week, next Monday. How to use Ibis Paint X, how to do all visual creation on your phone. You can do everything with Ibis. Ibis is just like Photoshop, so you can do everything on Ibis just with your phone. Isn't that awesome? So that's what we're going to learn next week. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe, like the video, and share to all your friends. Share to all your friends who wish to do a digital painting. Now we are completed with part 2. Hope you downloaded Ibis Paint X. You can still go and download Ibis Paint X on Play Store now and try to do a digital painting. And if you have any issue, if you have any problem, you can just contact me, or you can drop your problem in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to respond. You too, try to do a digital painting and post your impression in the comment section below. I'll be very happy to respond to you. You have a phone or your tablet, Go on Play Store, on App Store, download Ibis Paint X and try it out. And remember, practice makes perfect. So to get more and more and more improved, you have to practice constantly, because when you practice, that's how you move forward, and that's how you climb higher and higher mountains.